Hello and welcome to Royal Cyber's official podcast, where we explore latest technology trends and innovation in the digital transformation landscape. I'm your host, Owais. I have been with Royal Cyber with around the past year, and I've been part of the middleware and API integration department. And today we're diving head into an exciting and evolving space around generative AI, and that is generative AI and its impact on APIs. Joining me is our esteemed guest in AI strategy and middleware architecture, Moaz. He has been closely working with clients and in different projects to integrate generative AI into their API ecosystems. Moaz, great to have you on the show.
Yeah, thank you, Wes. It's always a pleasure to be here. And today's topic is particularly about generative AI. And generative AI is not just changing how we build software, it's redefining how APIs are designed, consumed, and managed. So let's deep dive into that.
Okay, great. So we all know that APIs have long been the backbone of modern applications, and APIs which with their current standards, for instance, if we are implementing REST APIs or we are using WebSockets. So, what sort of fundamental shifts are you seeing with the emergence of generative AI and the impact that is having it on the APIs?
Right. So traditionally, API expose predefined endpoints, and we used to have fixed operations. But with generative AI, we are moving towards a dynamic context-aware interactions where users can interact via natural language questions, and behind the scenes, AI interact with the APIs to generate intelligent responses. So let's say some major shifts that we are currently seeing are the AI-generated API calls using different tools. So we enable the LLMs to have some tools, and based on that, AI can actually call the APIs. Other than that, we have the semantic understanding, like the natural language becomes a new layer of interaction over the APIs, and we have the composable experience. So generative AI can stitch together multiple API calls, and which allow it to fulfill complex tasks with fewer steps. So that's it.
Okay, great. So that seems like a game changer for productivity and accessibility, especially when LLMs and AI agents are able to call APIs and do their work on their own. So, for instance, can you walk us through a practical example on how does it occur in action?
Sure. So let's say a business user wants to get last month's sales insights and trends in Europe and create a forecast. So previously, what we used to have is this would have required multiple tool sets and API calls. But right now, with the advent of generative AI, actually the user types the query in plain English language. The AI interprets that language and perform necessary API calls. Then it returns a complete contextualized report or visualization instantly, just at the spur of the moment. And this actually reduces the time and complexity that we used to have traditionally. But right now, with the advancement in generative AI, we are having much sophisticated API calls, and the trend is increasing day by day.
Okay, that's great. That looks very powerful. But again, this would raise a point of concern with security and governance and API management as well. So in order to get that security and control, so how are different clients and companies managing giving LLMC access to these APIs?
Yeah, great point. For security and control, basically LLMs are mostly provided with the read-only access and along with the traditional API management policies. Further, with new standards, for instance, we have a new standard coming into the market that is the MCP, which stands for Model Context Protocol, and which is being adapted by it is being developed by many companies such as Microsoft, OpenAI, Anthropic, and AWS. And let me brief you about the Model Context Protocol. So what it actually is that it is an emerging open standard software or the structure, the protocol that allows to perform dynamic communication between AI models and external tools. So models can interact with the external set of data using some specific tools, and you can think of it in that way, like you are providing the AI with the situational awareness by providing them with the real-time permission access to live businesses and tools so they can interact securely and transparently. And without this MCP protocol, basically you are going to have a static knowledge, and the context of that model will be very limited. And we don't have the real-time integration with the enterprise systems if we don't use this MCP protocol. But now with the MCP protocol in mind, we can dynamically fetch up-to-date information and act within secure and policy-driven environment. And the model can understand the real world context, and it also enables live bidirectional interaction between model and the data sources. Yeah.
Okay, great. That's really informative, especially with the model context protocol that you mentioned. And yeah, it has been rapidly developing. And let's see what other more companies will follow suit, and what other innovations do we get in the MCP space. So yeah, the it's like giving the model an ethical and operational compass using this protocol, and in which it is able to call these tools. So are there any other ways themselves that APIs are evolving to support generative AI?
Yeah, so APIs are actually becoming are changing quite a lot, and I would say the three fundamental changes that are happening with the APIs are that they are becoming more descriptive. So with tools like OpenAI specs and JSON schema, models can better understand how to use them. And we also have the modular approaches in the APIs. So different endpoints can be mixed and matched for composite tasks. And we also have some AI optimized the endpoints. Like some APIs are being redesigned to return richer metadata, human readable summaries, and even model ready formats.
Okay, great. Yeah, that makes sense, because the richer the metadata, the more better the LLM performs, because it knows about the whole infrastructure and APIs as well on how to perform different actions and tasks. Uh, so before we wrap up, what advice would you like to give businesses or clients so that they embrace generative AI for their APIs?
Right. I think that's a very good question. So I would say start small, pick up the use cases where AI can enhance the API usage, like the customer support and internal reporting mechanisms. Then apply MCP or tooling standards to enable secure and trusted environment, and partner with platforms who already provide API ready or the AI ready integration for the APIs. And lastly, design API within mind. So Jeff Bezos has also suggested that AI is going to be the electricity of this era. So we need to have AI constantly in our mind and develop our APIs based on this trend that is happening across the world.
Okay, great. Amazing insights, Moz. So yeah, that is all uh, for our today's episode, generative AI and its impact on APIs. Yeah, so if you're curious to know more about integrating AI into your tech stack, reach out to us through the comment section, or send us an email. So yeah, this was a great insight and great podcast. Thank you for listening, and until next time, goodbye. Thanks.
Thank you, Wes.